safety for once. So, we're under the hood of the old K5. There's been some critters living in here off and on over the years. Looks like it was a potential apartment complex for different rodents and whatnot. So before we try starting it, we're gonna just blow some of the stuff off because I know I'm gonna have to take that air cleaner off. Just don't want anything getting down in there nasty that's already not down in there. Just spray it out, clean it out. Then we're gonna hook a battery in here. Oil looks good, I checked that. Fuel I'm sure is nice and good or nice and jelly. It is side post, so hopefully I have a side post battery. One thing at a time, but let's see if we can at least get this whole 350 running again. Alright, take this air cleaner off. First look, let's see if we have any inhabitants in here. As I expected. One of the things I'm going to do here is check with spark plugs. That will give me a little idea of how it was running 20 something years ago. Check one plug out. It doesn't look too bad. Doesn't necessarily look like it was running too hot nor lean, so check a couple more fluids and give her a try. Check and see if she's got some Powerade in it. Good enough to go to California and back. So here we go. Gonna give her a little go-go juice and see what she'll do. Fluid's all topped off. Got a battery in. Start it. Should have got a video of it. Nothing. I'm gonna say starter because everything seems to power up fine. We got a decent little battery over there from another Chevrolet around here. So I'm gonna get under, take the starter out, kind of look at it. Luckily, there's a nice Camaro over there with a good starter. And we'll see if that does the trick. Back out here next day with the Blazer. So last night we got the starter swapped and lo and behold, it still did not start. So looking like we got a seized engine situation. This is the first time I've ever dealt with this and gonna try to get it running again, I suppose. So this will be fun. Before we dig into it more, figured we pulled it up with the Jeep and we're gonna wash it all up, clean it up, and make it a little nicer to work under. Hopefully rock some more rust off it and get less in my eyes this next time we've got to get under there. Let's roll. Back here with the K5 Rescue. So I think I've already said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Yesterday we just cleaned the Blazer. We let ATF sit, took the plugs out and put some ATF in the cylinders. Just kind of try to free it up. Assuming it's probably like a dry seize going on because everything else has looked really good. Doesn't look like there's a ton of water in there, but I haven't drained it yet. Anyways, I got a video of it and I think I'll put it in this series. Last night, just for funsies, we tried to turn it over and it actually slowly started turning over again. So right now what we're going to do is keep plugs out of it, crank it a couple more times, try to get all the ATF out of there, spray it down, get all this ATF off the manifolds and whatnot. And then we're going to put the plugs in and see what it's going to do. Put a little go-go juice and see what happens. All right, batteries in it. See what happens. Still not super happy. Plugs are back in. Everything's all hooked up. Rinsed off the transmission fluid and degreased stuff a little bit more time. So, moment of truth again. Take two. Hey, put some go-go juice in her and... Pretty sure the fuel pump's out, because it basically will usually run just enough to take the fuel you put in here, but I think she'll be a runner. Back at it with the K5. So yes, we discovered for sure the fuel pump is out. No real surprise. You don't get in here, kick on. I messed with a few grounds in the back and none of them made a difference. Just no power was going to it. You can hear the relay for it click on. So definitely a fuel pump. As you can see, removed the tank. In doing that, we discovered the tank was rotted and had about 5 holes up in the top. Drained that delicious smelling gas that had been sitting. I don't know about the 20 years it's been sitting, but it's certainly been getting moisture for some time. So we got the tank out. Luckily we did that because then the lines, when we got them off back here, just dust fell right out of them. So definitely didn't want anything going through that carb system with what's sitting in it. So I'll see what's salvageable of the lines. I'll probably just replace the whole things anyways with some new braided lines. But if not, we'll blow these out, see what we can do. Got to get a tank, pump, and then we'll be back in action, see what we can do with it. Because right now, we get it to fire, just needs fuel, and the next step, we'll see if it has gears to go forward and back. That'd be awesome.
Oh man, I went to the parents last Friday. Yeah. There we go. It is not these bolts, Jim. There must be the bigger ones.
I can move it around down here, dude.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Last week we attempted to start the Blazer again and we still had no fuel. After doing the fuel tank, fuel lines, fuel pump, all the way up to the carb, we found that the injectors are not pulsating, not putting out any fuel. So I got the TBI unit here, got 2 new injectors and a rebuild kit for this. This should do it. We tested them, they didn't have any pulse going when we put power to them. So the original injectors are no good because we had fuel all the way up to the TBI, but nothing coming out. So hopefully after this, with a totally brand new fuel system, we can finally get the Blazer to fire up and run.
Ooh.
Something different?
I heard a little gurgle sound.
What are they doing?
doing it?
She's shooting fuel.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna try again. She needs a throttle.
Back out here with the K5 Blazer. So we finally got the old girl to fire up and stay running-ish on its own because we had an issue with the throttle positioning sensor threads. I wasn't able to get it back on the TBI unit, so that wasn't hooked up. Well, it was hooked up, but it wasn't on the unit. So you had to give it gas itself, but it ran pretty darn smooth. Oil pressure was great. It seemed pretty darn good. So did get some smoke coming off the exhaust manifolds, probably from when I had ATF in it and blew it all out. That would make sense. I'm going to kind of wash these off, take it off the jack stands. I got some new screws for the throttle positioning sensor. See what if it does. Hopefully it's got gears and moves. Let's do this. Now she's making a little bit of a noise. Not sure what it is. Idling better. Let's see if we have any gears. Doesn't do anything. That might not be. And actually this genius here had the transfer case in neutral. I forgot from when we moved it. So let's try again. Well, it died. Have it, folks. The K5 runs and drives under its own power again after we don't really know for sure how many years, but it was pretty sweet to get behind the wheel even though I'm slouching because no floor. That's a later problem. It runs and drives. That's awesome. Stops too, so that's awesome. Doesn't run the greatest, So definitely some kinks to work out. Also, there's quite a bit of smoke coming out of that tailpipe. Granted, it's been a long time since it's ran. I do believe there's a little coolant mixture going on. So, along with other work I plan to do this winter, think it's not going to need really a rebuild necessarily, but a good gasket freshen up on this engine, get it tip top, and I think we might have a pretty sweet K5 to run around next spring. So, recap: engine was seized, dry seized, so not a big deal. We got that going. Didn't have fuel delivery, pump was bad, so we did the tank. Well, we found the tank was rotted when we took it out, so we replaced the tank, fuel pump sending unit, new lines all the way up to the TBI. Then it still didn't want to run necessarily, well, consistently without us supplying fuel. So we rebuilt the TBI, put new injectors in it. So the fuel system in the old girl is all new. Yeah, that's a little bit of work, but not really too bad. That's all it took to get this old girl running. So like, subscribe, stay tuned. Lots more coming.